Nejaneno toca Tupac, Enrique Costa, Yautashka, Tatoka Naukalis, Kaloteca. Today is October 29th, the year 2019, calendar of Pope Gregory. And we're here today at the installations of the URACCAN, which is the Indigenous University of the Autonomous Regions of the Caribbean Coast in Nicaragua. La Universidad de las Regiones Autónomas de la Costa Caribeña Nicaragüense. And today we've been in session at the 25th anniversary of the establishment of this university in the autonomous regions. This is known as the Mezquito. It's the land of the Mezquito people, the Mezquita territory. This is an area that under different jurisdictions has been able to sustain itself as an autonomous region under some form of self-governance, to the point where they were even able to, 25 years ago, establish their own structure of higher systems of learning, as it's called, the educational systems of the Western world, known as the academy, the university. Yet today the conversation has been that these conceptions of learning, of knowledge, of the exchange and the acquisition of knowledge is a concept and a process that is lacking in terms of its principle of self-determination. Of self-determination for the indigenous peoples and all of humanity. That has been the conversation here today. When it was referred today that universities of Bolivia, of Colombia, the indigenous universities, autonomous of Bolivia, Colombia, of Mexico, of different parts of the continent have come together to analyze and discuss what the history has been over the past 25 years. One of the points of reference in that conversation was the experience that took place at the University of California, Los Angeles, back in March, when the National Chicano Conference, the National Metro Conference took place. And there was an extension, an invitation given at the National Metro Conference at UCLA in 2019, this year, to be here, to be part of this unfolding. One of the questions that took place at that time at Metro, the National Metro at UCLA, was the question of what does it mean to be a student? If it's going to be questioned, what does it mean to be a movement? That's a valid. If it's going to be questioned, what does it mean to be Astan? That's a valid question. If it's going to be questioned, what it means to be a student, that also has to be questioned, because only if you're a student within an institution of the state. Are you the only student? And are the institutions of learning of the state the only institutions of learning and higher learning to where we can aspire to come out of there with degrees that are going to be put to the service of the economies of the states themselves, because these are the universities of the states. In contrast, the RUIICAY, the Red de Universidades Indígenas, Interculturales, Comunitarias, the Abya Yala, is meeting here today over these next 3 days to analyze, assess, and project what our future is going to be over the next generation at the continental level. The Red de Universidades Indígenas, Interculturales, Comunitarias de Abya Yala, the continental of intercultural and community indigenous universities at the continental level of Abya Yala are in place here, pushing forward towards the next cycle of revealing what self-determination is going to feel like, what it's going to look like, how we formulate it intellectually within our own languages and our own sciences, and how that could be an expression of the Calmeca, our ancestors, the Calmeca, the houses of learning, where these sets of cognition were collected, harvested, and brought forward into process, collective cognitive process, collective cognitive cognition processes to create these institutions that are now called universities in some context. In our context, it's known as the Calmeca. We here represent today in Nicaragua the Calmeca Nahuacalco, the institution, Embassy of Indigenous Peoples, the organization of Tonatierra, and the Calpoli of the Nahuacalco Izcaloteca. And we're here today to once again lend our present support and let it be known once again that there is a plan in place for the coming year to reveal once more the manifesto of Abya Yala, which was projected on October the 12th of this year, the manifesto of self-determination, of the original nations of Abya Yala, to move into that agenda coherently, conscientiously, and also with a strategy collected at the continental level in the two butterfly suns of 2020. The Ganesh Papalo, the spring butterfly sun, the Papalo, the fall butterfly sun, also known as the equinox of the March and September of the year 2020. Continental, indigenous, uprising, and emergence, Iskali Abya Yala 2020. Nekane no Toka, Tupac, Enrique Costa, Tatoka na Wakali Iskaloteca, Ayo.